guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. I'm here to bring a review for My Hero Academia 24, episode 24 of season 5. So we start things off when we finish off the Shigaraki flashback, and it's basically about how he meets all for one for the first time, and basically just how he grooms him, how he gets his name, and yeah, just finishing off the flashback. So once the flashback is over, we skip back to present day, and it's the quote unquote action for the episode. So as we know, via the remaining of the episode as well, Shigaraki has unlocked his memories. He remembers his past, therefore liberating himself, freeing himself of like his restraints. Therefore he's able to use his quirk to his full potential, and we see that within this episode via the fight, Destro versus Shiggy. Now this fight is not the most exciting fight. It is nicely animated, but what it does do, which is good, is show you just the scope of Shiggy's powers right now, because previously, as we know, he had to have full contact with what he's touching for it to decay, but now he's decaying at a very wide range, and we see that within this episode. And like I said, this bit of the episode was very nicely animated, but the fight itself was very exciting. They could have done so much more of that, be it obviously being filler or canon stuff, whatever. It could have made that fight more exciting, but for me personally, it just was not. So after Shigaraki does his display, and we find out that Destro decapitated his legs just so he wasn't under the effects of the decay as well, therefore saving his life. Once that's all said and done, we have this moment where we have Destro talking. He feels liberated again, and he decides the way to move forward for him now is to take the liberation army that he has gathered and now follow the League of Villains, which he essentially does. And Shigaraki is all for this. More so, I think it's down to two factors, because the Liberation Army has money and numbers. So I think it's more so the money, because that's what he mentions within the episode, but I think the numbers that they have is also a factor within this as well. So after this, we skip forward a week. We have the official joining of these two fractions come together under a new name. We find out a little bit of how things are going to run, and with the, I think it's 9 commanders or lieutenants, whichever way you want to call it. And we just learned a little bit about that. But the main point is that they are joining. So bigger, better. They have money under the belt, more numbers. Things can get a bit dicey later on. I can tell you, I can tell you that much. But as we're ending off the episode, we have Shigaraki talking to the doctor. This basically and this is where we find out that Shigaraki now has control over Giggs. Giggs listens to him now, the big giant, if you don't know who I'm referring to. And the doctor also says I'm with you now. I can grant you more power. I'm all for down for you now. I can grant you more power. And that's everything happening in this episode. So yes, this episode was nicely animated. We see that Shiggy has improved his quirk, but I do believe that it could have been more exciting if we amped up the action, give us some filler stuff. It could have been so much better. So for those reasons, I'm going to give it a 3-star rating. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.